Welcome back to Biosyn Labs. First things first, address some comments on some of the previous videos. Somebody's got a new idea for something to investigate, which we're going to look into. And that's baryonyx and suchomimus being able to cohabit with sauropods. Looking at the DynoDB, they should not be able to, but commenter insists they can coexist, so that is absolutely something we can and will investigate in this Spark build. It could be, so the DynoDB shows like the range of available behaviors, but it doesn't mean those behaviors trigger, right? That's kind of what's going on here with these Carnas and Majungs. We looked at the DynoDB, we saw that the hunting for Carnotaurus and Majungasaurus only goes in one direction, and dominance definitely affects that. So that's why we put this mixed dominance group together to see if any of them would fight. None of them have fought, so apparently if the dominance is close, fights are very unlikely. It'll be interesting to see how that changes. This guy's bugged out. He thinks his territory is over here, even though he's not there right now. He's sleeping, so he might be fine when he wakes up. That's incidental. We're going to put in an aviary. We're going to put in Barbaridactylus when we get it, because it's new. Don't really have much experiments to do with the aviary, except for the construction of the aviary was an experiment in and of itself. You can't put, let's go to the viewing towers. You cannot put a Biosyn research outpost inside the aviary. It looks like it maybe is a little too tall, kind of hits the roof. However, you can build an aviary in a loop around it, and you get actually an incredible viewing arc. A way better viewing arc than you would get normally by any aviary viewing method. This is like the best way to build an aviary, I think. Granted, you have to be, have the Biosyn buildings in there to do it, but compared to the viewing galleries that you attach, which come out in an awkward wedge that miss like corners, or running a tour through it, which always has issues with limited visibility, like temporarily, you don't always have a car or a gyrosphere in the right spot to see the dinosaurs. This is quite good. In fact, it looks to me like if we expand this out, we could easily double the size, or more than double the size of the aviary, because adding the outer ring adds more than, the 6 sections we have internally here. But yeah, we can almost like triple the size of this aviary and still have perfect visibility. These towers are incredible. Yeah, because adding extra, we might be able to add a 3rd ring and keep that visible. Actually, I am curious. Yeah, let's do this. We're not going to keep this, but we'll burn some money just to look. So we put in yeah, look at that. It's actually perfect. That's wild. You could put just an insane aviary in and have it actually just be fantastic. Like, also with the Lagoon Island is almost perfect too. Like, not quite, because this one's shifted to the side to catch this side, and these other towers catch this other side. But if you did a smaller island instead of our bigger island we did here, and put a tower in the middle, you would catch the sides of the lagoon like that too. Pretty neat. Wish there was a challenge mode we could play with this stuff in and actually put it to the test. This map, completely broken, above and beyond the level of how Jurassic Sandbox is normally broken anyway. To the point where, like, look at the money. $808 million. There's nothing to this mode. There's no actual financial structure to this. It's ridiculous. Fossils are done processing, and our new batch is in. We were digging up Crichton at the end of last episode. I don't quite remember why I decided to do Crichton specifically. We could finish it, or we could switch over to Barbaridactylus. I'm not entirely certain what I want to do. Maybe I just only had the staff to do that. I'm not sure. Like, this logistics person actually is kind of tired. Let's leave that for a second. Barbaridactylus is an 8. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. We'll do these two. Let's get some barb. And then we can process this on anybody who wants to do it, basically. Oh, it was cheaper synthesis. Well, finances don't matter. Pentaceratops is blocked behind fights. So yeah, we have to engineer fights at some point. That might happen incidentally, playing around with some other stuff. And somebody in the park already has a fight one, so we won't really worry about the penta. We could maybe just not put in penta, to be honest. Like, we could just play with anything else that can cohabit here. Ornithomimid, Ceratopsid, Anki, and Hadro. Ornithomimid, Ceratopsid, Anki, and Hadro. Ornithomimid, Ceratopsid, Anki, and Hadro. Yeah. That's fine. We'll leave this. We don't necessarily need penta. We'll worry about penta later. And we're still cooking those Alamos. So yeah, it's going to be a few minutes on the dig, a few minutes on the fossils. When the fossils are done, we get the Pachyrhinosaurs going. Okay, Australopithecus 8 has rejoined the pack. He's worked his shit out. Yeah, I don't know if it was a case of like, maybe upon loading in, there's like a mismatch between current position and last remembered territory for some reason. And because he was sleeping, and when he wakes up, that's when the territory actually refreshes. It doesn't... I'm pretty sure it's not coincidence that he was sleeping when his territory was bugged. I'm pretty sure those are related. Yeah. Why did I think I had another thing to say? Oh, shops. So the shops... Overcrowding 8, 86, 81, 532, 455, 446. Very interesting. Why are the back shops the ones that are overcrowded the most? And not the front shops? So, maybe the amenity testing stuff, maybe this is not the place to do it. Because the weird thing here is the Hyperloop. When you have visibility from a research outpost, I have no earthly idea which part of the park that corresponds to, because visibility affects the traction your amenities get. If I have a high visibility down here and a high visibility down here, they'll want shops in both parts, and if I put all my shops on one side, they'll be taking the people off of the one and not the other one, basically, right? So when you have this Hyperloop system, where actually are the entrance points for these viewing areas? I have no idea. Maybe they don't factor in to like calculations the same way. It's hard to say. I mean, I guess in theory, if we look at this menu, and we look at the traffic points, so the fact that there's red traffic all the way down here to these hydrothermal generators actually is a clue. So here's how it works. Everything on the Hyperloop is on the Hyperloop. That's what it is. The reason those two generators have a red path in front of them is because people actually enter the generator building conceptually, enter the generator building to enter the Hyperloop, which is nonsense, but that is what's going on here. So it's an interesting consequence of the Hyperloop, is that, yeah, everything that is on the Hyperloop counts as that viewing point. That's very curious. So how does it affect... So this park kind of lacks a main artery, especially because of that. We tried to kind of pull a lot of attention in this direction, but we got a lot actually going on this little branch here because all the Hyperloop stuff is right here for entry points. So these are the Hyperloop entry points that are affecting these shops. It's pretty curious. We'll be streaming for probably at least 2 or 3 hours. At least 2. It depends a little bit how long the episodes go, how much downtime there is. Yeah. So that's really interesting. That's a good thing to note. It still doesn't make sense why these ones would be the overcrowded ones. Because, like, the only viewing gallery that would be theoretically pulling somebody towards this path over this main artery would be the Compy gallery, which is pretty underwhelming. Because, like, these shops are definitely better closer to this one. This path is the one that directly connects to that. We'll have to try this sort of experiment again in a future park build, but with a very linear park layout. I think we can't ascertain quite how this works with this angular front section we have here, kind of branching into 2 areas. It's a cool park build aesthetic. It just kind of messes with our little science here in terms of amenities. However, we do learn that it's not as simple as like deciding, oh, this is clearly the main route because it's got 2 enclosures built off of it. This is going to be the one that's going to pull all the traffic, because that is not true. The overcrowding is happening back here. So we learned something important there, that the people who just say it's down to what is the main area in the park are wrong, for sure. So yeah. Oh, I guess these Alamosaurs are almost done. Well, we'll let the Alamosaurs sit until the fossils are in at least. That's the plan. Okay, fossils are extracted. Alamosaurs are ready. Let's get these Alamosaurs set up to release. We got a disgruntled staff member. Really? Why did we... I didn't think that was going to be an issue. We'll slap these guys in here randomly, kind of. One on either side. Who is disgruntled and why? What did I make you do? Huh. Oh, you guys go do that. I should have been resting this one already. I forgot to that they need to rest. And then the Pachyrhinosaurs are ready. So again, Pachyrhinos are going in the island in the confined enclosure. So let's get them set up for that. Do whatever. Do whatever. Get rid of short-lived. Actually, maybe we don't care. Humble social. No, we can do 75, 75, and then clear that. That seems pretty good. We definitely want, of course, the humble social alpha, and then the minimum population as well. Oh, hold on. You see it from here, don't you? Top 3. So we want 4 Pachyrhinos. Let me make a quick note. Okay, so 4 Pachyrhinosaurs is what we're after. Motivated, and I might as well use the cheaper synthesis. See how much money we can stockpile in this preposterous park. What was going on with the physics there on that helicopter for a moment when we unpaused? Zoom! Research available tropical skins. Oh. What did we knock out here? Defense? We can't see the prerequisite once it's been unlocked. Oh, no, we can. Efficient metabolism? Large appetite. Oh, we must have released a large appetite one, I guess? Huh. Let's save money on research. Why not? All the money. If I make enough money in the game, will it transfer to my real life? That'd be great. Alright, Alamo number 3. You are Mangrove Pulkarana, looking purple with some green. It's actually not the worst look. What were our other ones? Limpopo, Calco, Mangrove Papu. Yeah, so we had this Mangrove Papu with like a light stripe, and now we got a Mangrove Pulka with a green stripe. Okay. Sure. Might need some more forest. Well... I did delete part of your forest just for thumbnailing stuff, so we can, you know, help you with that a little bit, I guess. I assume this is with the other one down. If not, that's a little yikes. Let's pause there. Okay, yeah, Alamo 4 is down, so they are happy. So 4 Alamosaurs... pretty much taps this out. Sonoran and Rana. Is that just lighting? Oh, that's just lighting. Okay, that's the dark getting us. He's actually very light colored. Maybe I shouldn't trust how purple this guy is. No, I'm pretty sure this guy actually is purple. He's just extra purple because of the darkness. Yeah, so this guy's actually rather brown. Yeah, we'll have to check him again in the light. See what the Rana pattern looks like, too. Do we have any other Ranas? Yeah, so we don't know what Rana looks like. That's the base color, sort of, kind of. So that's not a bad thing to check out. And you guys aren't mad about trees. No, you guys are great. You guys are great, Australovenators. You're fine. Okay, everything's done and we're not doing anything. That's bad. Bad, Mr. Streamer Man. Crichton, not that much. Barbaridactylis, on the other hand, has also not that much, but more than half. I'm going to put out the barbs first, so we're going to extract these guys. So extract, give me more. 10 can do it by themselves. You can rest. Let's check those Pachyrhino eggs. Boom. 5, unfit, 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 unfit. That's perfectly fine. And we got a social humble. Oh, but does unfit affect dominance? We can do that as an experiment. Let's hatch these 5. We want... Wait, do we want 5 or 4? We wanted 4, right? Hold on. I forgot now. Oh, I wrote it down. It literally... Yeah, 4. We want 4. Well, in that case... I don't know. I'm kind of... I should answer this question. So let's do it. Let's hatch an unfit, a humble unfit, a social. Yeah. And then... Yeah. We'll get rid of one of these two that duplicates the trait. So we got Yukon, Svalbard, Death Valley, Great Sandy, Limpopo. Let's take the green one. All right, those 4. 7-3 seems fine there. Packy Rhinos are on the way. Some research in the meantime, maybe. So, did I ever... So we haven't unlocked baryonics, so we probably should. If we're going to do that other experiment, we're going to need Barry and Suko, probably. We'll just replicate the entire description in the comments. So we'll do Baryonyx, Suchomimus, and Mamenchisaurus specifically. Which extends the park build a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, this park technically 5-starred, like, episode 2 or some shit. But we just don't count it because it's actually nonsense. Get over there and fix that immediately and resupply that one that has to be manually fixed. I should probably just put in the ranger station for that. Or just put in another ranger station, like, how about
Nothing
right
gets
there?
past me.
There we go. Ranger team 4. Well, you know what, Ranger team 4, if you want to cover that, I think that's fine. Because the other ranger team is already covering 3 posts, so you can help them with that job. And then, yeah, this Mahjong has already gotten sick from tainted meat. Tainted meat!
Make sure you're paying attention to the details, or you'll be hearing from me.
Piscivores 1.
Who am I? Dr. Henry Wu.
Disease contracted, yeah, and treat as well, the disease, my dude. You rude Carnotaurus!
Dinosaurs as best I can. But sickness is a reality.
Okay, I think they managed to get that dart in there. Maybe we distracted him off of the, the feeder there. A little bit. Where is this freaking car going? Is it stuck? It might be stuck. Hold on. Okay, you get in here. You fix this, because he's an idiot. Is he actually stuck? Unfucking believable. So the cars still move. That was a sick trick. The cars still move on their own as if the forest is impassable, even though you can manually pass through the forest, which is awkward, to say the least. Oh man, so the cars completely bug out, actually. Because he's trying to go through the trees, and he just can't. That's, like, terrible. That sucks a lot, actually. That's really awkward. So I guess we have to drive him down to this end. Past here. And then hopefully he can navigate to the gate section. So the car AI just seems to be utterly broken. I mean, it was always kind of bad, but now it seems to be completely busted. He's kind of moving and like stops and starts there. Okay, let's just do this, I guess. Lowest possible passage. Ornamental shrubs. Was that? Yeah, it was always a thing. They're probably just different ornamental shrubs on this map, huh? It just looks like nothing. Is there a blank spot anywhere? We can make one. I'm just curious now what the ornamental shrub brush actually is on this map. Oh, it's like some little decorative different ferns and shit. Oh, this one is just completely ferns. That's pretty awesome, actually. That's really cool. These guys are fighting. Dominance? Yeah, 10 is alpha. Resilient social. And Australivinator 4 is social strong. So he should definitely be alpha with strong over the other one. Do we not have humble anywhere? No, these are only social. I wonder if they bugged out, if the dominance was wrong. Because one of them popped off the group. It's a good thing they don't damage each other anymore, because, like, it's a bit shit. Research available, Ceratops at 5. Oh, that just got us Pentaceratops. Pretty sure. Pretty sure that's Pentaceratops. Okay, anyway, I got utterly distracted. We were removing trees, so the Jeep can move through this passageway better. We don't have to remove all the trees, just, you know, some of them. Because he's dumb, and he just can't do it on his own. Alright, airlifting Pachyrhinosaurus. Get in here as well. Next. Fossils came in. Distractions aplenty. I mean, this is like Distraction Park, to be fair. Like, we're doing science. Stuff is happening. Of course we're going to get distracted. You rest. Sorry, what did I click? Options? Rest. Fossils. More Barbaridactylus. Nyctosaurids, not coming easy. Research. So, we unlocked Ceratopsians. Penta. Sure, give me Penta. 7. Cheaper research? Why not? We don't need that logistics, and that's all she's really good at. Boom. Alamosaurus. Oh yeah, we're gonna look at our new Alamos. Alamo number 3. Purple and green. That's not, you know what? I normally do hate kind of the, oh, that's Pucarana. That's not usually the one I hate. Never mind. This is a decent looking purple-green. Like, for having a bright green stripe, I actually kind of like it. Maybe it makes more sense on the sauropod because they're usually not prey animals, so they can be a little more flamboyant despite what Jurassic World would have you think. And then the Rana pattern here, I guess, is the subtle purple marbling along the back of the neck, and then the spots. Not bad looking. The spots go pretty well with the Sonoran base pattern here, I think. But the purple makes it stand out good. It's not bad. The Alamosaurus is pretty cool. Accuracy is probably highly questionable, but, you know, the design is cool. Alright. Pachyrhinos.
Commencing asset transit.
Whoa! Game broke. Wow, that's a freeze. That's not even a crash a desktop. That's just a freeze. Huh. I've never had that happen before. That is a new form of science for sure. Alright, oh, there's the crash desktop. Alright, well, we'll be right back. Well, we didn't really lose anything. Everything's still happening. Crash is never a good sign, though. We've actually been having some computer issues, too. Nothing major. I've been getting a couple blue screens of death recently. It seems to be hardware related. I have a suspicion as to what the cause might be. I don't think it should affect us here.
I say without them, dinosaurs like this one
The Pachyrhinosaurus.
That's a cool
shouldn't be
Pachyrhinosaurus. I like
This
the
animal is built like a tank.
light green crest pattern with the dark green base skin and the dark green stripes. I guess it's kind of a green brown. I'd say that's still a green. It's like a very Sinoceratops green, like a very desaturated dark green. The pink in the frill is an interesting thing. I think I'd prefer probably not the pink. I think I like the green. The pink's a little bit much. We'll have to let all these guys get down to figure out their dominance ratings completely. Heart and lung completed automatically. So now we're just missing strength, which is whatever. We could use strength. It would be good to have strength for the baryonic Suco experiment. We could do the baryonic Suco cohab a little bit opposite of the Carnomajung cohab and try to make them fight. Because we've done Barry plus Suco minus in parks, I think twice to good success. Certainly once to good success. We did it in one of the challenge modes, and it was like the staple of the park. I also think it's just really good. Are you guys the same? Champlain, Pilo? No, you're Death Valley. That, oh, it's much more noticeable from this side. It was just the shaded lighting made them look very similar. Okay, yeah, we still got more Pachyrhinos moving in. Looks like it's going to take a moment for them to get in here. Well, Svolbard Pulkarana. Ooh, I really like the red. I think, surely we've seen this thing before. It does have very, like, weirdly human eyes. People have complained about that previously. This is a good... I like the gray and red. That's a good look. It's actually interesting that this, like, pattern here is a weird, like, cracked road pattern almost. And here, too, where they got, like, these big feature scales that are, like, in weird patches. Which I think is kind of something that's been seen in Triceratops skin impressions. Where they have, like, some really weird big scales. Some that have, like, a raised bump in the middle, kind of like these ones on the back that some people interpret as maybe being quills, which... imagine a quilled Triceratops. That's fucking dope. Just horns in the front, spines in the back. Stick some armored scoots on the belly, which also might be a thing, if I recall correctly. And then you've just got an insane fucking tank of a dinosaur. Really good stuff. Dominance 101, or Appeal 101. Dominance 101, not Appeal. Dominance 108. Dominance 112. Unfit Humble. Social 2025. So a 5% difference in dominance, ostensibly, between these two. 112 and 108. It's a difference of 4 points. That's very close. But not what I would have expected. Oh, but maybe it's base. Yeah, okay, so the stipulation is it's not... You can't compare... the difference as 5%. You need to scale the base.
Asset transportation in progress.
I don't know, maybe that is how the numbers work out. I'm not sure. We'll compare to the other ones. That's the problem with, like, multiplicative effects, is if they are applied as a factor onto the base versus if they're applied all simultaneously, like in a math formula. Friends, it just sends me to my control room, sure. Well, we should have more fossils to process. What percentages are Barb? Barb, 77%? I think we'll still wait on those Crichton fossils. We'll let this dig finish. We can, however, do a research project, which we should do. We still got more dinos to unlock. We did Penta. Let's push Suco, which is behind here. 7 and 5. That seems... How about you? Fine. And then, I wonder what Barbarodactylus can cohab with. So let's look at... actually, hold on. Let me do it on the other computer. Let's look at the DynoDB. Now, Barbarodactylus hasn't been added to DB yet, but we can pick a comparable creature, like, say, Cerodactylus. And we can see that the Cerodactylus will murder the fuck out of everything but a cat's. And a cat's will murder the fuck out of it. Yeah. So basically, a barb will fight with whatever other pterosaurs you give it. That is what we can assume from this. Okay, we'll have to catch the Australopithecus eating a goat sometime. So this likes cats. Nothing else that it interacts with for pterosaurs. The cats will prey upon this, but this can't do anything to the cats. And then if you put a Ketz with Tapajara or Dimorphodon, I think, the Ketz will never eat these because they're too small. It's not interested. And then they'll attack each other. Something like that. Could we... Yeah, we could filter this. Size small. Discernictorus counts as a small too. Maybe all 3 of these can live with cats. And then if we do large, large is only cats. Yeah, so that's what it is. Basically, medium pterosaurs hate everything. And you can assume that that's true in general. This one's hungry. Is there a goat around? Oh, maybe we'll get that right now. This did just move. I didn't actually see a goat come out. Let's just... dispense once now. Give me a goat. Okay, we got a goat. We got a goat. We could do... Well, I don't really want to shut off that meat feeder. Hopefully they'll just decide to go after that goat. It'd be pretty dramatic if they did in the fog, too. It'd be nice. There's another goat. He's actually starving. We'll let him eat, and then maybe we shut it off after that? Maybe? Okay, the Pachyrhinos are down. Let's just check these guys real quick. 1 billion is indeed a lot. Pachyrhino 3, Yukon blank, looks like what you'd expect. Death Valley blank, looks like what you'd expect. So, 135 dominance, 90, 108, and 112. So the lowest is the 90. This one is solely unfit. And then this one is solely social. And this one is 108. Social specifically adds 20% dominance. Yeah, so unfit doesn't affect it, because also this is actually really interesting if you like rounding and code and numbers. So dominance 108, social, right? We go to this guy, dominance is 90. If you actually take 20%, oops, I misclicked a thing. I mistyped a number. Nope, just kidding. I had a typo. All right, my original rounding error discussion does not hold. Never mind. It would have been that I thought the number was truncated, but actually it's a perfect thing. 20% of 90 is 18, 108. So that tracks. So unfitness does not affect dominance rating. So we know that now for sure. Any of you gonna hunt? Oh, he's moving with the clip. That one's still starving. You're not... Well, you're walking past the feeder. You gonna cycle back to it? What are you doing? Are you dumb? You might just be running. Yeah, I think he was just running. He's like starving but roaming. He's not actively looking for food. Hunting prey. Whoa, hold on, hold on. We gotta hunt kids. All right. Regular speed. Somewhere he senses a goat. Oh, wow. So, unfortunately, he was inside that rock. But he basically looked like he tackled that down to the ground and kind of rolled with it. We'll have to see if we can catch that again when he's not in a rock. Is he going to actually eat that, though? Okay, he's got to, like, move around to the other side, you know. Of course he does. Of course he does. Fairly Mega Raptoran kill to use its hands like that. That's pretty good. Oh. Looks like we just missed one here, too. That would have been the perfect spot to catch it. Alright, well, they're not starving anymore, so that's good. Yes. And those Pachyrhinos, were they happy? Yes. Okay, great. Great, great, great. Fossil batch came in. Let's look at that. Get you out of here. Get me the Barbadactylus. It is still incomplete. Incredible. Absolutely astounding. Well, why don't we get these barbs out this episode, I think. That'll be our goal for the end here. And there's Suchomimus. We'll just go ahead and grab that while we're here. Which apparently takes an entire village. Sure. I mean, we can just send out 4. Money doesn't matter. It's like, whatever. Does the game crash when we reach $1 billion? That'd be funny. There's not like a UI space for it. Yeah, Pachyrhinos should fight because the one that should be alpha was not the first one released, so that's expected. Content, healing. We'll try and catch that hunt animation again before the end of the run here. I'm a little worried about this guy separated off from the rest of the pack a bit. I'm sure it's fine. We can try and bait him here if we just dispense once now. See if anybody's a little hungry. Make sure a goat comes out. The goat immediately runs into the woods. Yeah, he's just going for the meat feeder. We could just keep dispensing goats too. Just, you know, get the goat population up, encourage them to hunt a goat. Look, a goat! Yummy goat! Come and get it! Alright. Anyway. Research. Suchomimus done. Nothing else here is needed. So sauropod research. We want to push Momenchi, which we should already have. Yeah, because that was pre-Dreadnoughtus Alamosaurus, so that's fine. Great. So that all research all seems like it's done. At this point, it seems like we just have to add dinos. So it's just a matter of time. And there's other reasons for this park build to, like, run longer. Like these Carnos and Majungs. It would be good to see what their situation is like when their lifespan gets closer to done. Because these guys are lifespan 74. The Carnos, lifespan 69. So if we put out the Carnos with a good gap before the Majungs come out, the Carnos will become elderly first. That might explain what we saw in the old challenge mode when they started fighting. If we go to Majungosaurus? I never remember. No, the Carnos should pick the fights. It's possible we had a younger generation of Carnotaurus. I'd have to rewatch that challenge mode. It's possible it was a younger generation killing off the elderly Majungosaurs then. Alright, well, why don't we pause while we wait for this Barbadactylus to come in? Okay, last piece of amber for Barbarodactylus finishes that. We can get that out today. We'll process this Crichton right alongside it. We won't wait. Not a big deal. Go back to digging up some Crichtonsaurus. 7 tasks. Might as well send you out on that. Get that. Yeah, we'll have to try and catch the Osta eating a goat with a little bit better view than the one we had earlier. We saw part of it, sorta, through a rock. We'll definitely try keep an eye on them, but there's other things to do in the park. We've got other opportunities to see in the future. A little bit better than we've seen it here. Yeah, right now these guys all seem to just be chilling, so we can't do nothing about that. Let's get the barb set up here. So, Barbarodactylus. Random. Large appetite. Short-lived. No. Vulnerable defensive. We should try an experiment with getting a good cohab running. Oh, these guys got shit for modifications, huh? That's pretty bad, having 3 negative traits and only 4 points. Oh, it's because the genome's not complete. Duh. But probably only 5, right? Maximum? I would imagine. They still seem kind of dodgy, but they are an earlier tier. So that's not maybe that unusual. Oh, this one's moving fast. Where are you going? Oh, there's a goat. Okay, he's airborne, sailing through the tree. We could do, never done this. How do we do slow movement? What? Well, I don't know how capture mode works for movement stuff. We saw it there. You can play it back slower yourself in the trees. Yeah, so they just do like a flying tackle and just kick the shit out of the goat, basically. That's good stuff. We'll see if we can get one over here sometime, not in the trees, and get a better view of it yet. But I think we've seen kind of what it is. Alright, it's going to be how long until those are done? 40 seconds? We'll do a quick cut. Yeah, so it's one additional modification only for the barb. We'll do a humble pip, I guess. See what we get. I'm not too concerned about... We're not doing like a space-based, like a confined space-based build here with the aviary, so it's not really a big deal. Oh, you know what is a big deal? We never did upgrades. We'll still hatch this barb without the upgrade. We just need to make sure we do that for the future. Because if we want to get out more... Yeah, we want advanced. Wait, is this the same? Oh yeah, because these tiers are over here. This is the equivalent tier of those. Yeah, I got confused by that layout for a moment. All is well. 7, a 5, a 3, and 2. There we go. Alright, so this first clutch is going to be inferior, but that's fine. Social. Min pop 3. Assign scientists. 5, 10. Begin. We'll at least, you know, be able to see them. Although night is falling, so that's a little unfortunate in terms of timing. Yeah, honestly, looking at animations and stuff, the swamp is not the place to do it because, yeah, unfortunately, all the dinos have like high tree requirements, which just have an unfortunate tendency to obscure what is happening. Barb batch is done. 4 eggs. Okay. Social and a humble. So it'll be the humble alpha. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. Oh, you know what? It occurs to me there's another aviary experiment we can do because I saw a Reddit thread insisting that perch points are bugged. So that would be something we could play with. Decorations. If we grab, say, 4 big rocks. Oh yeah, rocks are not under decorations despite them basically being the same as his decorations are. Yeah. So big rock. Big rock. Big rock. And a big rock. 1 corpse. Died of old age. Okay, so the Carnos actually already died of old age. Interesting. So dominance 72, dominance 77, 90, 72. Yeah, so these Carnos are degraded. Dominance is 70s. The Mahjongs. Dominance 76, 82, 97, 138. You long lived by chance. Fit, tolerant, social. No, you're just later. Alright, let's get another batch of Carnos going. So these Carnos are base dominance. Carnotaurus's base dominance is what exactly? Carnotaurus base dominance. Base dominance 120. Okay. Let's actually do the alpha. Humble, social, save and exit. Because if these guys kill the Mahjongs, that's actually informative. So we actually do want a high dominance group. We'll do 2. Yeah, because now we're going to do the inverse of the old experiment, basically. We actually want the Mahjongs to die. How long do we have on their dominance degrading? So their lifespan... 74 expected, 61 age. So we have time for them to die. Good. Excellent. Advanced equipment. Boom. Our scientists are now available. 7. Begin the task. 4 minutes on that. Carnos are also just about ready. I want to get these Carnos out then. So we're not gonna rest anybody right now. I don't know what I just did. I think I swung around the side of the aviary for no reason. Alright, 5. Aggressive is not good because that's gonna throw the entire experiment. Social, humble, fit. So that's good. Over here we've got social, humble, fit, social, humble, fit. Let's do these 3 first. All of these are high dominance. Sure, you do it. And then yeah, our fossils returned as well. Boom. We'll do the Crichtons later, basically. See, the Crichton experiment is not time sensitive. We can do that pretty late. Whereas the experiments that are dependent upon dinosaurs fighting need to be done early. Crichton is also just plain not complete, so there's that too. Let's do another batch of Barbarodactylus, because we can. 7, 2. Let's put in additional bays. Let's just do a 3rd batch. Why not? We got the scientists, we got the money. Let's see a bunch of Barbarodactyluses. Alright. Not all this episode. We're just basically going to get some out and call it a day. It's good that the Alamo territory is actually staying kind of big. I was a little worried they would lose it. Also, what is this hole in their territory? Maybe it's degrading for where one of them woke up. It's really weird. Going for okay. There's a nice, perfectly timed tackle. That's pretty awesome. Super tempted to use that for a thumbnail, but we've already done Mega Raptor thumbnail, and we gotta get Barb in this episode. Hey, $1 billion! We did it. 1 billion buckaroos. He's like a kid with his favorite teddy bear, just snuggling up. He's just perfectly happy. You know, he's just got a new dog. He's happy. He's like, look at my dog. I'm gonna hug my dog. I'm not gonna break its neck and eat it. That'd be weird. I'm gonna actually save this screenshot just in case I want to do something with it. All right, there. That's a good look at the interesting part of the kill. I think here actually has the claws like wrapped around the neck, and then yeah, wow, we got kind of stuck on the tree. Wow, there we go. Well, nice knowing you, goat. Can we just zoom back in here and actually see it? Yeah. So, then he stands up and bites down on the neck. So tackles it, grabs it around the neck, and goes for the throat. It looks like it stops at $1 billion, and you just stop gaining money. Look at our flat finances too. Insanity. Oh, I don't even remember seeing this tickets unsold thing before. That's really interesting. 2 minor guest issues, 13% potential. That just takes you to that tab. That's interesting. It'd be Jeff Bezos's park if we were a trillionaire park. Okay, Carnos release. 1 minute still on that first clutch of barbs. We got a bunch of arboreal-looking Carnotaurs here. Comfort's good. Okay, so the dominance on these guys is 180. 180 apiece. We said the other guys are down to like 90 or something. So in theory, these Carnos will kick their ass. In terms of skins, Solar Blank. Nice Lost World novel style Carno maybe, you know, for the camouflage jungle going Carno. Toast is not my thing. I'm not going to do that. Sorry. We're not stealing other people's names. All right, and then we got Quillian Pulkarana, which is actually kind of an interesting green-blue skin color combo. That's actually kind of interesting looking. Most of the Carnos that get away from like the film Carno, I don't think look all that great usually, but this one's not bad. At least in this dark lighting, it doesn't seem that bad. And this one's not awful either. He's like an apple, which is a little weird. Okay, so we'll have to see if these guys fight. With the staff that we're doing that done, well, they don't need the arms. They're fast killing machines who have no need for weak things such as arms. So these ones all look pretty good. What about this batch? If we have a actual decent outfit, it'd be good to hatch that. Social, humble, yeah, some none. I'm curious to see this Gambia one. Let's hatch this red batch. That seems fine. We got all these dudes out. You're disgruntled. You need to break. Fine. Let's get that second batch going there. Let's get a second batch of Carnos going. I mean, all the Belisors have massively reduced arms beyond actually the Carnotaurus in-game. We could talk about that for a second. The inaccuracy of this Carnotaurus. The main thing is the fact that it actually has an elbow. Carnotaurus arms should be just like a rigid stick of fused bone with some little fingies on the end and then a shoulder joint. There's no flexible joint in the middle of a Carnotaur arm, actually. Some people speculate that they could be embedded within the body entirely. You wouldn't even see them outside of the torso when you looked at a Carnotaurus, but that's probably not likely because they actually have really flexible shoulder joints, which makes them makes it likely they serve some sort of purpose. There's no reason they'd have exceptional shoulder joints if the arm didn't still serve some sort of purpose, so it's probably what was seen in Prehistoric Planet, where they signal with the arms. That makes a lot of sense to me. Yes, I do too. If we could create our own challenge modes, I would. Game of the Millennium. That's all I need. I don't care about more dinosaurs. I don't care about more attractions, if I'm being honest. Just let me mix and match the existing variables they put into challenge mode. Let me make a challenge mode with genetics, but without scientists are expensive, or no genetics, and just mix and match all the different little quirks they have. And then the individual building sets. Make Biosyn's building set into a proper set for its own era. And then, subtle differences between like DPG, Jurassic Park era, and World era. Like Jurassic Park era being tours only, and World era having more of a focus on actual exhibits. Obviously, Biosyn, you'd have the Hyperloop. You'd have so much replayability. It'd be fantastic. That's all I want. It's like the first game did pretty good in that regard because you could do random dig sites and get variations on your park builds. But the challenge mode is just a lot shallower in the first game. It's deeper in this game, but more restrictive. So it's like you win and lose. It's better in one way and worse in another, which is just unfortunate. You're already disgruntled. Let's not push you further. We'll do these guys. Get these Carnos going. We'll let this run here while we take care of the other, the dactyls and research. No, resting scientists. That's what we're doing. No, you're busy. You take a break. You take a break. There we go. Like, I was really hopeful when they announced, Sandbox here with these Jurassic difficulty settings, but they're not actually Jurassic difficulty settings, so it's still, like, super easy. It's just unfortunate. Alright, Barbarodactylus. Alright, let's make sure we get that fish feeder out there. We should listen to Dua's little voiceover thing too. That's the wrong fish feeder. Oh, we don't actually have real fish feeders, do we? Because you don't actually get the real non-lagoon fish feeders until this, yeah. We need 4 logistics and 9 welfare. Wait, who do we have left? Who's not on a job? You aren't. Okay, so we just grab this 545. Oh, this 555. Actually, let's just look through these. We could afford to do that. Cheaper research. We can make more money. 655. Grab you. Alright, come to my park. I need you for emergency research. And I have more money than God himself. Alright. Let's make sure the other stuff here is can't be all these stunning creatures, the Barbarodactylus. Yeah. So, the Barbarodactylus needs sand and forest. Because everything needs forest in this mode, apparently. Might need to actually expand this aviary. We'll have to see. Brushy, sand brushy, all the sand. Just make everything sand. You can barely even notice the sand, especially with the trees down. Alright, great. So the thing with the Barbarodactylus that people are annoyed about is the lack of the antler-like crest. You can kind of see it here, there's a fork here and a fork here, but the skin flap just kind of turns into any other pterosaur. Which is unfortunate. The hooked beak, I think, is unique to this one. I don't think any of the other medium pterosaurs have hooked beaks like this. The other weird thing is the wing, because a lot of people mentioned that nyctosaurids should not have fingers on their wing, which I never knew. Not as versed on pterosaurs as I am on dinosaurs. But it's very curious that Frontier gave it 2 fingers on the wing, whereas every other pterosaur in the game has 3. So they deliberately modeled this thing with a unique reduced hand, but they still gave it a hand with fingers. Like, If the distinctive thing would have been to have no fingers, do that. Why give it 2 instead of 3 when no finger state is the more interesting one?
Can't help but be
Curious. Very strange. This one does look nice with that crest. That's a good looking crest. With the red and the blue on the face. That's a good looking Barbaridactylus for sure. The Yukon River Calcaron. I expect we'll see mods for this that remove the skin. Maybe extend the crest out too. I'm sure that can be done with modding. Well, maybe not, because maybe they can't do rig edits, model edits like that yet. Maybe they can only reskin. But I'm sure you could still like make the skin on the crest translucent or something. Maybe such a mod already exists. This one also looks pretty good. I like the yellow on the face with the black tip. That's got a really good like bird look to it. Crest is gaudy. I don't hate it. I just really like the face on that one. Quillian Blank. That is boring. Amazon Pilo. Pink. I don't know if I've ever seen a skin that actually was marked as pink on here. On the little brushy brush. It is pretty pink. It actually is with a pattern too. That's a super subdued pattern. They got a flamingo. Flamingo Barbie.
A striking shadow thanks to its boomerang-shaped wingspan.
Interesting.
Let's just keep them safely contained, okay?
And then the wings might be shaped a little different, a little more rounded at the tip maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't done that comparison myself, but I've seen that mentioned. Do we get the feeder now? No. It's still going. How long does the freaking feeder take? 1 more minute. Alright, fine. Let's get some fossils processed. That finishes Crichtonsaurus. Don't have the scientists for that. Everybody's actually busy. Oh, this was just a delayed pop-up. Fair enough. Fair enough. Wait, what is CAR? What's CAR? Carnotaurus. Oh yeah, Dominant's fighting the Carnotaurs because the new Alpha needs to take over. Yeah. That tracks. Okay. Understood. We'll release the rest of these new Carnos. Give a little bit more odds of them fighting. Looks like we got a plain kind of red one. Was it 3? Yeah, I think it was 3, right?
If it's not obvious by now, this part and
Okay, let me see the Carnos. Can't see them yet.
historic hunting ground are the
There we go. Death Valley Blank, Yukon Letho. That's the wrong one. Death Valley Calcarana. So that's actually not the Fallen Kingdom Carno because Calcarana is not Rana. So it's this a lighter splotching. It looks basically the same. So these are all also 180s. No, 150 and 144. And these ones are, just to be sure, none of these are aggressive. Okay, great.
Let's see what we can do
And
to
comfort, it looks fine to me. Okay, we'll have to see if with this many Carnos, if they murder the crap out of our Majongs, our elderly Majongs, because I think they should. Why are you dumb? You got confused, friend. It happens to the best of us, I guess. Okay, well, we're a bit over on time for this episode. Let's end this one here. We went super long today, but I want to get those barbs out. So we'll check out more barbs in the next episode.